Hi, my name is Julyo, and in this episode of my weekly vlog, we're going to focus on two things. First thing is my weekly stats on my YouTube channel. I'm going to show you an in-depth review of what's going on with this YouTube channel and my challenges and goals trying to grow this YouTube channel, and hopefully you'll find interesting stuff where we'll help you in this journey. The second topic is a preview of a series of upcoming interviews where I will share my memories, photos, never seen before videos of my performances, gigs, and productions around the world. I will be covering from 99 up till 2022. Expect to see these episodes being released early next year, and I'll probably drop one every single month. But let's start with the first topic for this week. YouTube analytics. Hey guys, how's it going? So in this episode of my vlog and for the next episodes, I will be sharing the statistics and the progress, hopefully the progress of my YouTube channel. And I hope this is going to be of value for you if you're trying to achieve the same goal that I'm trying to achieve, which is to go from a little bit less than 2,000 subscribers to 10,000, 20,000 and eventually to 100,000 subscribers. And I am following a bunch of suggestions from different YouTube mentors, in particular the tips and suggestions from Robert Benjamin, which at the moment is, in my opinion, one of the best resources on YouTube for your growth pretty much anywhere, but specifically on this platform. So currently, we are on the 2nd of December of 2022, and this is my YouTube channel as it stands right now. As you can see, this is my official artist channel. It has the music icon next to it. It's some kind like being verified on YouTube that this is my official YouTube channel. So if you're an artist and you have a name that could be confused or similar to another artist, having this little icon next to your channel could be extremely helpful. In order to get this icon and in order to be an official artist channel, there are different ways, and I'm gonna get into details into a different video because it's a topic on its own. So as you can see here, I am using VidIQ, and this stuff is because I have installed VidIQ on my browser. My browser of preference is Brave. I like it because I think it's a little bit better than Google Chrome when it comes to privacy and blocking spam and annoying pop-ups. VidIQ is up here on the right and provides a bunch of analytics, which I'm going to go into details, but not too much, in the next few minutes. For now, I just want to show you how I have set up my YouTube channel. So on the top, there is a trailer, which I will have to update sooner or later because by now it's 2 years old. And it's my EPK video where you can see me playing classical guitar, mandolin, and a bunch of other instruments. And this is basically the video that I was using to get gigs, to get live gigs, and to show what I'm about. Even I have a wide repertoire of music. Right underneath this trailer video, we have the shorts, which is what I'm mostly focused right now. And there's a lot of shorts because I've been basically releasing a short every single day. And obviously, I batch produced shorts, which means that I dedicated 2-3 days just to make a bunch of shorts, and then I schedule each short what, in the opinion of the YouTube analytics, is the best time for me to release videos on YouTube. Underneath the short section, I have the popular videos, which are the videos with the most views, basically. And then you have the music videos, which are not music videos, but are the official topics channel that it gets merged with the YouTube channel that you have as an artist when you get, verified by YouTube. And the music video section here, it contains all the videos that are created by default by the music distributor. And in my case, it's Orchard. I've been using very
very different distributors over the years, from TuneCore to CD Baby, DistroKid, but currently I am releasing all my stuff through Orchard. Underneath the music videos, we have a playlist. In this case, it's for an EP that I released in 2022. It's called Rock Anthems, and basically it's a collection of covers of rock anthems that are all instrumental, so there's no vocals. And I decided to have a custom playlist for this because it's very different from the stuff that I usually do. I mostly release instrumental, classical guitar stuff, relaxing music. Sometimes I do jazz, blues, but in this case, being rock, instrumental rock, I wanted to make sure that people don't get confused when they go to my page. So I dedicated a specific playlist just for the album Rock Anthems. And underneath Rock Anthems, you have a playlist that contains the albums and singles, my created playlist. And then at the very bottom, as a future channel, is the Julyo topic channel, which is the one created by default by any distributor, in my case, Orchard Music. At the top, there are the usual tabs that pretty much any YouTube channel has by now. So you have the About, which is the bio, and it's very important to have a description of the channel, a short biography, and have your email, obviously, and also the links to wherever you think people should go after they visit your YouTube channel. My stats as currently stand at about 46,859 views in total, which is not a lot, but it's better than just 1,000 views. And I joined YouTube in 2006. Now, as you can tell, 2006 is a long time ago. And, you know, compared to 2022, we're talking about more than 10 years ago by far. So the fact that my numbers are so low is because I have never took YouTube seriously up until a year ago. Then, apart from the usual sections, the videos, shorts, we have obviously the live part. And I haven't streamed anything live yet. I will do this in the future. In 2023, I'll do a bunch of remote or virtual concerts, and I'll stream them on YouTube just to get more engagement. A tab that I consider extremely interesting, even I'm getting very low engagement, is the community tab. The community tab allows me to post photos just like a social media about anything I am into, which might range from cigars to whiskey to recent goals, like I reached 100,000 views of videos on Instagram featuring my music, photos of me recording music, again, cigars, whiskey, guitars, bass guitars, and stuff like that. I haven't used much the community tab. Actually, I started 12 days ago because I found out that in order to have the community tab active on your YouTube channel, you need to make sure that by default, your YouTube channel is not made for kids, which it might sound like, of course, like, you know, a YouTube channel is not made for kids. But actually, if you don't go and check in your settings, sometimes in your settings, you need to make sure that you have not made for kids set. Otherwise, this community tab will not pop up. I remember that I did a bunch of lullabies on guitar and I selected made for kids thinking that YouTube will allow all the audience, you know, of any age to see my videos. And then I found out that YouTube has a particular policy for videos made for kids where they want certain videos just for kids and certain videos just for adults. And so I decided, well, you know, I'm gonna make music only for adults. So I selected not made for kids and the community tab appeared magically. The channel section is pretty much a collection of my current subscriptions, people that I follow, or channels that I'm subscribed to. And here on the right side, you have trending and stats, which are two options only if you have the VidIQ extension installed. And we're gonna go into that a little bit, you know, later on in this video. And this video might be a little bit longer than my usual, you know, checking YouTube analytics, just because it's the first one that I'm doing about my YouTube channel. Now, if I go up here on the top right and I click YouTube Studio, this is going to open the dashboard where I have all the analytics about past, present, and even suggestion about future videos. So right now, these are my statistics, the amount of views in the 28 days. And I have to say that the majority of information that you have on YouTube Studio are most of the times by default visualized, setting a time frame of 28 days. This is my most recent video, which is a short, obviously, because I'm focusing on shorts at the moment, apart from the weekly Sunday vlogs that are mostly a sort of diary for me to keep track of what I'm doing, as it's not getting much engagement, but I'm not worried about it. I just want to make sure that I'm documenting whatever is happening to this YouTube channel. On the left side, when I click content, obviously we have all my videos, and we have the videos that can be filtered by drafts or scheduled or on Premiere. So as you know, when you have the monetization on your YouTube channel, you need to reach at least 1,000 subscribers and at least 4,000 public watching hours, you'll be able to monetize your videos, which is in this tab here on the left. It's called monetization. And I'm not going to click into that because this video is about analytics, but monetization has a bunch of interesting options. Like for some channels, you can have subscriptions, like your fans can pay a subscription, they can get access to exclusive content. When I will have that eventually, if I'll be eligible for that option, I'll probably post in the subscribers section of my YouTube channel lessons, guitar lessons, bass guitar lessons, and probably some music production stuff. Some of my YouTube videos are not eligible for monetization, and this is mainly due for two reasons. One reason is that I am playing guitar on top of another song which is already being released, so basically it's a cover, and I learned that the best way to don't have this ineligible copyright claim thing, which is a little bit of a pain, especially if you want to monetize everything you do on YouTube. The only way to do that is to have audio which is 100% original. You need to have that. If you don't have that, if you're playing a solo on top of another track which is already being released, you're gonna be hit by a copyright claim. Now, copyright claim is different from a copyright strike, so it's not bad. Copyright claim will not affect your YouTube channel, but you will not be able to monetize that particular video. The second situation when I get a copyright claim, and this is a big pain, especially for me because I perform mostly instrumental music, and my instrumental music, again, is being distributed over the time by several different distributors, is the fact that when I am playing my own music and I want to use my own music as a backing track, I still get a copyright claim from the distributor, which will prevent me to monetize the video on YouTube. Now, technically, this means that the distributor will monetize for me the music on my own videos, but practically is a little bit ridiculous because I am getting a copyright claim from myself and there's nothing I can do about that. So my suggestion is, if you want to really leverage on your music skills and you want to do videos where you are basically playing solo stuff, like this, just to give you an idea, this YouTube short is just literally me playing on top of the backing track. Now, this is obviously a cover because it's part of the guest track series, and the guest track series is all about playing famous songs. But if this was me playing my own music, what I will do is that I will either play something that is a solo arrangement of one of my music pieces, or I will play a completely new arrangement of a popular song. Now, the interesting thing is that obviously you have a section here which is for posts, and this will tell you how your posts are performing, or both for the ones that are public and for the ones that, you know, they might be unlisted, so you might only want to share them with a certain people. the amount of likes, the amount of comments, and the amount of views. To me, posts are, again, at the moment, more an investment, as I don't see any real return as of investment when it comes down to comments and likes. So it's just something to put little notes on a timeline. Now, analytics. When it comes down to analytics, because this is an official artist channel, which it means it will both show analytics from my videos and from other videos featuring my music. What I do by default is that I go here and I unselect other channels, because I want to see how my videos are performing, not the videos of somebody else using my music. And in the last 28 days has been pretty good, it's almost 100 watch time hours, which is not bad. There is 10,000 views and 9,000 unique viewers, which is not bad. But of all the statistics, the really important stuff is about who comes back. So it's the returning viewers that are really important. And also the conversion rate when it comes down to people clicking on your YouTube video thumbnail. That's extremely important. And I'm giving you a little bit of a background just to show you my way of thinking, what I do when I choose a strategy and I commit to post the same content for like 3 months, which is what I'm doing right now. But at the same time is also a kind of like an A/B testing. And by A/B testing, I mean that it's a trial and error. You never know what exactly is going to work, even if you post consistently high quality content for 3 months in a row. Sometimes video flop and they don't perform the way you expect. Now this is normal, obviously, but it might be discouraging. I'm doing this mostly to establish my brand as a music producer and musician in general. So it's not really about having like immediately 100,000 subscribers. I hope it will happen in the future. I don't know when. I don't even know if I will ever reach that amount of subscribers, but it doesn't matter to me, because the goal here is to create a consistent, authentic, and very transparent collection of videos that they basically document what I do and how I play and why I'm doing certain stuff. When it comes down to the tabs, obviously we have the reach, and then which tells the number of impressions, click-through rate, all this kind of stuff. But if you really want to dig into the analytics, you need to go on the top right and click on Advanced Mode. The Advanced Mode is very similar to the way Google AdWords shows if you're having a good return of investment when it comes down to creating campaigns and running ads and spending money to put your face out there and potentially reaching the right audience. Because remember, no matter what you do, there's always somebody out there that is interested in what you're doing, even if they're only interested in listening to you talk or showing something on screen or just having a laugh. Whatever they want, those people are people like you. And because of this, it's very important that you remember that every time that you put several videos over a certain amount of time, you are actually creating a brand. Passively or actively, you are creating a brand. And by brand, I mean that you are literally associating to your name or to the name of your channel what you're standing for, your message, which ultimately for people, it would be who you are. In advanced mode, it opens this window. And to me, the only tab that they're currently using is content. Obviously, there is traffic source, which is pretty cool, because right now, for example, obviously, the number one source of traffic for me is the shorts feed. Shorts are having definitely a moment in 2022. They'll be big in 2023. There's a few videos where I talk about micro content and the importance of thinking that audiences have short attention span. Doesn't matter if you're a guitar player, a music producer, or you're just a music lover. Your attention span, it will be very short when you are online, unless you are very focused and committed and you are doing a tutorial or you have to follow something that you paid a lot of money for. and you want to make sure that your time is valued properly. Now, apart from the short feeds, obviously you have the YouTube search. Probably a bunch of people will type it in Julyo, which is my name, Julyo. And then playlist, channel pages, suggested videos is another very interesting source of traffic. And it's basically when somebody goes to watch, say for example, in my case, it happened a bunch of times. I did a cover of a Rush song called Tom Sawyer. And sometimes on the Tom Sawyer video, not the official one from Rush, but videos of other bands or musicians doing cover of the same song, my video gets suggested and therefore people get into my videos and my channel. Now, in the geography and cities and viewers' age and viewers' gender, all this stuff at the moment is not very relevant for me because I have like such a low number of views, like 10,000 views. It doesn't really make a difference for me to know that I have the majority of views coming from United States and then Russia and Indonesia. In general, United States is always at the top, just because United States is probably the country that has the highest traffic when it comes down to English language YouTube videos. Then obviously India is another huge market. China, I don't think, has YouTube. Then Japan and Southeast Asia and Eastern Europe are very, very big into YouTube. But if you are, doing covers of American, bands, and you release content in English, or the majority of your content is in English, there are very high probabilities that your main source of traffic will be from United States. So all this stuff, cities and gender and age, are not interesting to me, not even device type, because just by guessing I can already know that the number one device is mobile phones. And it's not surprising to me because 2022 has been literally dominated by vertical videos, and that's because people are on smartphones, and the majority of times you're not going to check a YouTube Shorts feed on a laptop. Maybe on a tablet, but not on a laptop, and I don't think on a TV or on a smart TV. There's only 359 people here, and I'm a small channel. So I'll be definitely think about creating micro content in a vertical format, thinking that people will watch that on a phone, probably most of the times using the YouTube app, which is getting more and more popular just because it's so handy, especially if you have YouTube Premium, which I do on one of my other channels, which is another channel which is YouTube Partner and it's verified and blah, blah, blah. But on this one, I have a free account, so I see ads. Still, the YouTube app is extremely helpful, and therefore I think that the majority of people checking my stuff are probably on a YouTube app. So coming back to the content page, this is where the magic really happens, and I like to do two things. The first thing that I like to do is to click on View By, go into More Metrics, and in More Metrics, I want to check only one thing, returning viewers. When I click on returning viewers, and it's organized by the last 28 days, as most of the stats on the YouTube Studio, I can see the videos that are attracting most of the returning viewers, which means people that are returning to watch my videos. As far as I know from all the tutorials that I've been watching on YouTube by Google or /YouTube, and also by other YouTube mentors. As you can see, the YouTube Shorts are dominating, apart from this one where I am playing basically on a loop that I made on a kind of like a lo-fi beat that I did, and I'm playing some freestyle, kind of like jazzy guitar stuff, and everything else, it's all shorts. Now the interesting thing is that if I go on the top one and I click on it, which is what they want to know, is what I know, they want to know what song is so popular that people are returning. And based on the comments is Cake by the Ocean by a band called Dance, which is pretty fun, it's pretty interesting. This YouTube short is extremely quick It's literally 9 seconds. And here comes a very interesting thing. This is all the metrics on the side from VidIQ. The very interesting thing is that when people think about YouTube Shorts, they always think, oh, you know, a YouTube Short can be 60 seconds long. It doesn't have to be 60 seconds. You can have a YouTube Short that is literally 20 seconds. Now, this maybe is too short because it's 9 seconds. Right now, I'm focusing on anything between 21 and 40 seconds. But the whole concept is when people check this short, they will be seeing the short in the feed, which it means it will loop constantly. So if you think of your YouTube Shorts as some sort of 20-second loops, and if you're a musician and you're playing a song, you must be playing on a metronome probably. Not in this case because it's just me playing the riff, but if you are a drummer or a bass player or you know, a rapper or a singer, and you have an original collection of loops, it's a very good idea to have them loopable. They think about the micro content that is loopable. So this one obviously, you know, has the analytics, the VidIQ icon, and it has this thing which is the super thanks. And it's like if people wants to do donations, they can do it. This is another cool feature of monetization. So far, for me, it has a very, very low conversion rate. I think I got one donation when I did a chat, when I went live on one of my YouTube channels, actually not even this one, so one of my other verified and monetized YouTube channels. And yeah, and what happened is that it was cool, but it wasn't, you know, that great. I mean, I wouldn't rely on it. Now, there is also an option that I don't have at the moment, which is to compare a certain period of time to the first 24 hours when a video is being published. I don't have that for some reason. That would be really, really useful. And I've seen that being used by Robert Benjamin and suggested by Robert Benjamin. I actually asked him why I don't have it. So probably next week I'll be able to tell you why, what is happening. But in general, I'm also interested in checking the unique viewers and see, for example, the traffic sources for the unique viewers. So in my case, it's Google search, but also, for example, I can see in the YouTube search that a lot of people are finding me for this track, which is called Gamma Wave, which is very funny because Gamma Wave is an ambient piece that I did probably 6 or 7 years ago. And it's literally just a pad of synths. And I made that for an experimental album, which was a tribute to Brian Eno. So it's pretty random, right? And the interesting thing is that that song, which is Gamma Wave, ended up being used in a bunch of other YouTube videos, in particular videos that they were about yoga and meditation, and also monetize those videos, you know, from my distributor and make a good revenue. But people are still looking for that, and it's funny. The other one is the Chopin Nocturne Opera 9, number 2, which is me playing classical guitar. This is a song, it's a music piece that I recorded probably around 1999. And it's still around, it's an okay recording, but the classical piece itself is popular. So this is like a hot keyword that people are gonna input in YouTube no matter what, and then they're gonna find me playing it. But just because I'm one of the few guitar players that have this Nocturne by Chopin performing on classical guitar. Now, in the suggested videos, these are the videos that are suggesting, you know, my stuff. And if I click on see more, and I'm gonna have this advanced view open, and what I can see is that, for example, this video is suggesting, and I can check the video on YouTube, is suggesting my Chopin Nocturne stuff. But also, and here comes the very interesting thing, I did an instrumental rock version of Mama Ain't Coming Home by Ozzy Osbourne. And funny enough, this is a Zakk Wylde video. Zakk Wylde obviously is Ozzy guitar player. And this video, when I click on it, just to give you a comparison, currently has 1.8 million views, and it was released 16 years ago. So it's a very old video. He doesn't even allow comments, the guy that whoever posted it. And he has only 14,000 likes, but he has loads of views, right? So a video that has 1.8 million views has generated to me only 104 impressions. This is the reality. It's so busy. Probably there's so many people that did a cover of that song that that's the amount of traffic that I get. But again, Chopin is the number one. So what are the final considerations? The final consideration is that based on what I see here, my shorts are all doing okay, but they're kind of like currently trending negative. And by trending negative, I mean that unfortunately, in the good or the bad, they're not generating as many views as, you know, I'm kind of like expecting. I have a lot of shorts that are planned to be released in December and probably at the beginning of this 2023. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be focused too much time on just shorts, because creating a batch of shorts, of covers, it is actually an investment of time. It's not something that you can do like in a couple of hours. It's something that ultimately will take a lot of time between editing and putting titles. And in the end, it will require to have a lot of pre-planning and strategy. So for example, one thing that is key to me when it comes down to posting YouTube shorts is to make sure that I post them in the right time frame. What do I mean by right time frame? I mean that I need to know when my audience is watching my stuff. And to do this, what I do is that I go to analytics, audience, and then I look to this graph, which is called when your viewers are on YouTube. And in my case, majority of times, they're in this time range, which is like between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. UK time. So if I post something in between, let's say like 11 a.m., between 4 a.m. and 11 a.m., literally nobody is gonna watch it based on what this analytics tells me. So, you know, I need to be careful about this. And this is what I've been doing. But I've been always also noticing that Sunday is a completely dead day for me. It doesn't matter at what time I post a video. Obviously, I haven't tried in the gray area, but I always get a very, very low numbers of views. 0 comments, 0 likes. And I think because and I think it's because the age of my viewers is over 25, which means that probably Sunday for them is their day off, and they might not even be on YouTube for that day. Or at least if they're on YouTube, they're probably not scrolling for the YouTube shorts. They're just looking to videos that they already know they have what they're looking for. If I look in the top geographies in here, I see that, again, United States is at the top, but confusingly enough, Moscow is in the top cities. I'm not sure why it is. YouTube has always been doing, you know, this kind of interesting thing, but I guess it's because there is a more focus when it comes down to cities to go to Moscow compared to just the whole United States in general, which is kind of like randomly going to my YouTube channel and checking for videos. One thing that I've learned is a really good engaging tool is to add subtitles to your videos. And YouTube has this thing which automatically tries to catch what you're saying. In my case, because English is not my first language, I have to go and manually fix things. Sometimes they don't really make sense or words get cut during the editing. But in the end, the time that you invest creating good subtitles do really make a difference. Because believe it or not, there's a lot of people that use YouTube or go on the YouTube app and they have the audio off. So they're just gonna see visuals and subtitles. Now, in my case, it doesn't really make any sense because obviously I play music. so you want to hear what I'm doing even more than actually seeing me playing the guitar. But in a video like this, maybe it's easier just to read what I'm saying compared to hear my voice and at the same time watching this video on a mobile phone, considering this is a landscape video, not a vertical video. Okay, so this is everything for this week, for the second episode of my weekly vlog. In the next episode, I'm going to dive again into the analytics, but it's going to be a lot quicker, I promise. Stay tuned.
103.2 Dublin City FM.
When I came back to Ireland, I started to do gigs in order to promote Mediterraneo. And one of the things that I did was to look for festival gigs and also to find a venue to have an official release party for Mediterraneo. One of the places that I performed that I remember the best was the Battle for the Bay, or Battle of the Bay. I can't remember, I think it was Battle for the Bay. And it was great because the people that were organizing that gig were the same people that were working with me in a venue called the Mercantile, which doesn't exist anymore. Well, maybe, you know, in a few years after you watch this interview, the Mercantile will be back. The Mercantile used to be like this venue right next to a hotel, right in the center of Dublin city center. And the same people that they were involved with organizing the nights and the open mics, they were the same people taking part to the Battle for the Bay. Battle for the Bay was one of the main gigs that I did in order to promote Mediterraneo. I performed like in a local venue, I can't even remember the name, in Rathmines, which is again in Dublin city center, pretty much in the city center. And obviously I found a venue again in the center of Dublin, and this was the, it was called the Tavern. I can't remember what was the name exactly. I think it was the Tavern something. It was around not for long, it was around for like a couple of years, and they had bands playing upstairs, and I found somehow extremely interesting to be performing in a venue which is intimate and would allow more than 40-50 people, and at the same time has that rustic, classic, you know, pub feeling. Even it wasn't a traditional pub, obviously, it was more, you know, a whiskey bar. But I found it extremely interesting to do a performance there. And my original idea was actually to involve MTV Europe, which they later on got involved for the broadcasting of the only music video made for Mediterraneo, which was for a ballad in Mediterraneo actually. But my original idea was to record the performance in the tavern and have it broadcasted on MTV.